Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty. This is Masuma Akter. I have been working as an English teacher in Faridpur Government Girls High School, Faridpur. Today, I am going to take a class on a very important and common grammatical items. I hope this class will help you to understand the topic very easily. So, listen to my class very attentively and at the same time take listening notes. So, without wasting any time, let's get started our today's class.
Favored. Here, my dear students, you can find the first portion, and that means in front portion of a word. If you want to complete the last portion of this picture, at first you have to know the rules of the drawing this picture, and you have to know the size of this bird. After knowing the rules of drawing, you can easily able to complete the picture of a bird. Okay, my dear students, in this way we will we will do an activity. Here we find a some portion of a sentence that is Mita could not go out, and now we have to complete it. Obviously it is an incomplete sentence. We have to know the rules to complete these sentences. At first, how can we complete it? When we add some phrase or clause at the end of these sentences, we can complete it. That is, Mita could not go out because of heavy rainfall. So, can you say, my dear students, what are we going to discuss today? Yes, our today's topic is completing sentence. After going through the rules of the completing sentence at first, we have to know the learning outcomes of our today's class. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify the definition of completing sentence, identify the method of completing sentence, and then complete the incomplete sentences. Okay, my dear students, before going through the rules of completing sentences, at first we have to know what is completing sentence. My dear students, we can see two portion of two sentences. She reads dash and she reads attentively dash. Here, the first sentence we complete at first. The first sentence, she reads attentively, and the second sentence is she reads attentively in order to get a good result. My dear students, the first one is not a completing sentence because it's just a filling in the gaps, and the sentence the second sentence is a completed sentence because by adding clause we complete the second sentence. That means she reads attentively in order to get a good result. So it is a completing sentence. So let us know the definition of a completing sentence. When a part of a sentence is completed with a clause or a phrase is called completing sentence. Let's moving on our first completing item. My dear students, can you say this picture? Yes, the picture is about a man who carries heavy loads. Our first structure is use of to plus adjective or adverb plus to plus verb plus extension. So by following this structure, we have to complete the sentences. The load is too heavy to carry. Okay, my dear students, here we find we can see to plus adjective that is heavy, and then to plus verb that means to carry. By following these rules, let us complete the following sentences. Our first sentence is he is too old. Second sentence is he is too dishonest. Third sentence is you are too short. And fourth sentence is the girl was too silly. The answer of the first sentence is he is too old to work. By following this structure, we have to complete these gaps. He is too dishonest to speak the truth. And third sentence is you are too short to touch the roof. And the girl was so the girl was too silly to understand the matter. Here I I am giving you more examples so that you can get more information and you can understand the um, um, first rules of this completing sentence by solving this kind of exercises at a time. Now, dear students, let's move our next completing item. In this slide, we can see a man who carries heavy loads on your back. The structure is to plus adjective oblique adverb plus for plus personal object plus to plus verb plus extension. The bag is too heavy for him to carry. Here we can see to plus adjective that is heavy plus for plus personal object is him and to plus verb that means to carry. The bag is too heavy for him to carry. Next, my dear students, let's complete the following sentences. The first sentence is the tea is too hot for him to drink. My second example is the book is too hard for me to understand, and the path is too long for him to go. By following this structure of these completing sentences, I hope all of you practice your these rules in your at home. Now, dear students, let's move next structure, that is in spite of public despite plus possessive noun plus relevant opposite meaning sentence. In spite of oblique despite বাংলা মিনিং হচ্ছে সত্ত্বেও. Here we can see an example of these um, sentences. In spite of my illness, I was present. Here we can see in spite of possessive noun my illness and relevant opposite meaning, that means I was present. By following these rules, please dear students, let's complete the following sentences. The first example is despite his richness, he can't help the poor. My second example is in spite of my honesty, in spite of his honesty, he was not rewarded. And the last example is despite of trying hard, he failed. He fails. So my dear students, let's moving on our next slide. Here we can see some pictures, that is it's an English book and it's a physics book. Completing items 4, use of instead of oblique in lieu of, that its বাংলা meaning is হলো পরিবর্তে. Instead of English, he took physics. Instead of English, he took physics. Next example is instead of fish, he ate meat. And the last example is he bought a pencil instead of pen. He bought a pencil instead of pen. Okay, my dear students, let's move our next rules. Use of, because of, on account of, owing to, due to. বাংলা অর্থ হচ্ছে কারণে. Here we find a picture of a boy who carries some brick. He could not continue his study because of his poverty. Because of his poverty. So, dear students, let's complete the following sentences by following these rules. I was absent because of my illness. Next example is he could not go out due to heavy rainfall. And last example is they were rewarded owing to their honesty. So my dear student, let's moving on next slide. Next slide is completing item 6, use of would rather than. Here we can see a cup of tea. I would rather drink tea than coffee. By following this structure, we may complete the following sentences. I would rather die than bake. Next example is I would rather go than wait. And the last example is I would rather stay at this class than fail. Let's moving on. Our next slide, completing item 7. Use of would rather or I wish. That is the fact of uncertainty. Here we find two pictures. It is a picture of millionaire, a man of a millionaire, and it is a picture of a bird which is flying. Let's, dear students, complete the following sentences. I wish I were a millionaire. And the next example is would that I were a bird. Let's go to next slide, completing item 8. Use of let alone, that means undesirable thinking. The formation of these items is negative sentence plus let alone plus relevant part of the sentences. Here we can see two pictures. It's a grocery shop and it's a shopping mall. Here we can see an example. There is no capability to buy a grocery shop, let alone a shopping mall. By following this structure, we have to complete the 3 sentences. He can't eat a banana, let alone 10 bananas. The next example is he cannot work then done. And the last example is they cannot play well, let alone win the match. So I hope all of you write down these rules on your khata. Let's go through the next example, completing item 9. Use of as if oblique as though, বাংলা অর্থ হচ্ছে যেন। Formation 1. Subject plus verb 1 plus extension plus as if oblique as though plus subject plus verb 2 plus extension. According to the first rule, we can see an example. He speaks as though dash. Here we can see subject he, verb 1 speaks, as if, then as though. Next we can see he knew everything. That is subject he, verb 2 knew, and extension everything. The full sentence is he speaks as though he knew everything. Formation 2. Subject plus verb 2 plus extension plus as if oblique as though plus subject plus had plus verb 3 plus extension. Here we can see he spoke as though he had known everything. Here we can see subject he, verb 2 spoke as though. Next subject is he, next verb had known, and extension everything. Let's go to the next slide, completing item 10. Use of it is time, that is proper time. Formation 1, it is time plus 2 plus verb 1 plus extension. We can see two pictures here. In the first sentence is, it is time to start a ship. Here you can see the picture of a ship, and the second formation is, it is time for plus 4 plus object plus 2 plus verb 1 plus extension. The second sentence is, it is time for me to board a plane. Here you can see in the picture of an aeroplane. Next rule is, it is time oblique, it is high time. That is, time is over. Here we can see some pictures. It is time we changed our food habit. It is time, it is high time we changed our food habit. That means the structure is, it is time plus it is high time plus subject plus verb to plus extension. It is high time plus subject here we and verb to here changed and extension here our food habit. By following these rules, we can complete the next four sentences here. The first sentence is, it is time for me to go to school. It is according to formation of two. That is, it is high time, it is time for plus 4 plus object plus 2 plus verb 1. The second sentence is, it is high time we started our journey. Third sentence is, it is high time we gave up he gave up his bad habit. Here we can see after the it is high time we can add subject plus verb to. And the last example is, it is time to attack the enemy. It is the rules of formation 1. Please let's go to the next slide, completing item 12. Use of no sooner than. Formation of these rules. No sooner had plus subject plus verb 3 plus extension plus than plus subject plus verb 2 plus extension. Here you can see the picture of a bus stop. No sooner had he reached the bus stop than the bus left. Next example is completing item 13. Use of had better. বাংলা অর্থ হচ্ছে বরং ভালো। সাবজেক্ট প্লাস had better প্লাস verb 1 প্লাস extension. By following this formation, we have to complete the following sentences. I had better ring him at once. The next example is, he had better leave the place. Third example is, they had better stay at home. And last example is, you had better do the work. Next example is completing item 14. Use of without plus gerund. Formation of this rule. Without plus gerund plus subject personal plus cannot oblique could not plus verb plus extension. Without starting, you cannot pass the exam. By following these rules, we complete the following sentences. The first sentence is, without taking medicine, you can't be fit. The next example is, without respecting others, you can't expect respect. And third example is, Without maintaining good health, you cannot be happy. And last example is without reading, you cannot pass. My dear students, it is the time to give you homework. Please write down this homework on your khata. I hope all of you will complete your homework at home.
Please write down your homework on your khata. I hope all of you will do your homework at home. Now, I have reached the very end of my class. So, thank you everyone. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.